All right. Are we all good? Okay, stream is up. Got to make sure I can see my lady here that will be drawing. Here's the YouTube. We'll put her over top of this. What do you guys see? This, I hope. Okay. 5 minutes. 4 minutes. I got to get ready here. Whoops. Maybe I'll just tilt that up a little bit more. Bunny needs tea. I haven't had dinner yet, so maybe at the break. Maybe at the break. Back to my first up here. Let's hope that the stream stays alive. We don't get any dead air. There I am. Here I am. Got rid of the apron tonight. Been painting the whole day. Birds and moose and all manner of nature. I'm gonna put on my pink shirt because it's anti-bully day. Oh, we need a timer. It's been busy, so I'm scrambling, but we still got 2 minutes. I'm gonna just set an alarm for myself so I can rush to it. Hopefully you guys can see that. I think it'll be fun tonight. Oh, fun tonight? Turn on the light. Is anyone else's brain work in rhyme? Alright, there it is. That makes a difference, doesn't it? I don't draw enough. I'm glad that I'm committed to this live stream. Because it's the only thing that's making me accountable to my art practice right now, other than the fact that I have commission work. But this I especially love. And those of you who are ordering prints, they are going fast, thankfully. I've been wrapping the prints that I've been sending to the States in the leftover drawings I don't like. So it's kind of funny that I'm wrapping prints. Hey Keith! I'm wrapping prints in original newsprint drawings. I'm wrapping $20 on sale prints with $50 original drawing. Oh, how hilarious. There's a strange economy in the arts. So Keith, you convinced me last week that the pan pastels are awesome. I might use them. I might even put that background in today. So it should be a little bit of an adventure. One day I just want to draw on graphite though. One day. Let's get some tools out. Get some tools out. Got about a minute left, I figure. I'm going to make a tea though. Thanks for joining. Hey, there we are. We're beeping. We're happening. We're here. Thanks for joining me all. I was gonna say what day of the week is it even, but it's Wednesday because that's the only day we do these live streams on. I'm having a tea, and it's in a Bob Ross mug that is heat activated. So it's black until the hot water goes in, and then you get to see his lovely kitschy art. I've been on my feet running around since about 8 o'clock this morning. So this might be a little bit chaotic. I just got my bib off, I fogged C-space, but really I'm frantic and not as ready as I'd like to be. I don't know where I got this image, but this is what I'm going to be drawing today. I'm going to use the Tantone paper again that we drew Sarah in last week. Although this is on a black background, so it might be a very different effect. And maybe we'll play with a little bit of the pan pastels in color again. I'm going to bring it a little closer to the camera so that you can screenshot it if you need. Although it's not the best reproduction. I don't know. Somewhere like that, maybe. But if you didn't know it was a person or you looked at it upside down, there's a real interesting kind of wavy shape. I love how fluid and feminine looking it is. So that's what we're going to be after today. So let's get this show on the road. Wait, I guess I got to turn this down. Since you're going to want to see what I'm drawing, right? We'll see how this works. In fact, I'm going to take my hat off because that will definitely get in the way. So we're changing up the timing. We were using the Pontemoro timing, but I want to go back to the timing that I call Michael Jordan. That's 23 minutes, 23 being the jersey Michael Jordan wore. And 7-minute breaks, because 7 seems lucky. And I have to do stuff during the break. I haven't eaten yet today. So there's Sarah from last week, and I chickened out from spraying it. So hopefully, by closing it in the book, I don't destroy it. I like that drawing, but it sets me up this week for a real challenge. You know, when you do one you like, it's like you gotta face the facts that there's going to be 10 in a row now that I'm not going to like. But let's hope for better than that. Whoa, hey, wait. For the students out there, that concept again about alignment. So, shame that I'm going to fold this, but it's just a cheap copy. I want to find a center line. And there's a few places I could put it. Let's see if I have something that I can represent this better with. I don't. Oh, wait. Okay. So let's imagine that this is a center line. And I could just scan it quickly. Now, I'm going to put it at her coccyx, which is, you'll see in a second, at the end of the tailbone. But if you look, here's a place that might have a nice alignment, horizontal alignment. I'm going to go for the coccyx right there, where the butt is. It kind of continues along, representing this shadow a little bit. And also, if I go along this way, I'm close to the elbow. And also, if I take a measurement, you know, I'm fairly close to halfway. I'm not saying it's halfway, I just need some sort of gridded alignment. And I could fold this in half. Maybe I will. I hope that's right. I'm just guessing. Oh, I was a little low. Wow. Actually, I'll just fold the paper exactly in half that I have. Let's see if that hits it. Somewhere in between those two. And I mean, I could do the same this way. You definitely want to cut the paper to the aspect ratio you want. There's all this dead space I wouldn't want. But when working from paper, I just want to put this concept into your minds. So let's see where that line brings us. Turning this into an origami nightmare. So that's a little bit above there. Anyways, I'm gonna go around here. And because her toes go to this edge and her hand goes to this edge, I just flip this way and I can see that alignment, which I might shove over there. So it's not about getting things exactly centered, but it's about having a place from which to grow, to know which quadrants, what parts of the body are in. And we're going to draw like we did last week. We're going to emphasize characteristics, and I'm really going to try to capture this flowiness. So not drawing in the classical manner, not using straight lines and carving from the outside out in as if it's a piece of marble. Instead, using more curving lines and building up the forms. So this might look like a nice circle, for example. You know, this is like a gooseneck kind of shape. This might be quite straight, but I might overemphasize the curvature of this arm just to make it more interesting. And then along the bottom, this is straight lines showing the weight of the hand, the weight of the leg. So I totally folded that and ruined it. Fortunately, I actually don't need to look at the paper. It's more here to represent things to you. I can rip, I can draw on it, but I have the image pulled up on the computer screen, which I found quickly on my phone. I saw this photo somewhere in July, so I have no idea where it came from. I've gotten a little bit better about that, but I apologize. But you can draw anyone lit from the side or back. We'll talk a little bit about compression and expansion and how to do the shadow work, but it doesn't have to be the same pose, you know? I always work kind of down and flow through and pay very little attention to the feet if possible. Look at all those lines. It's going to be very distracting. I'll just put this down by the side and turn on my timer. Mark Northcott's here. Hey guys. I love when you guys write in this text box because it makes me feel like this whole live stream thing is live. I don't know how many people watch it live, but sometimes I'm surprised who send me messages and their artwork and thanks. And I really appreciate anyone coming out to little old me's drawing practice. I could, you know, I'm going to keep doing this as long as we're closed. Alberta has said now March 1st. Unfortunately, to open a school and to organize models, I need at least 2 weeks in advance. So that brings us pretty late into March, and I'm not having a lot of faith that I'll be able to have life drawing here too quick, guys. The rules for this space are 2.5 people, which means me, the model, well, and a dog, I guess. Get yourself set up and comfy, or just listen to my ranting. It could go off the rails again today because I'm feeling strange. We're in the shadow of Mercury retrograde, and I've been filling my brain with really hippy-dippy stuff. I just finished section 5 and 6 of my Jungian archetypes certificate degree thing that I'm taking, and my brain is full of all these things, and I thought, wow, these archetypes, there's 12 Jungian archetypes. Maybe late at night, like 10:30, when I should be going to sleep. That's late at night for me, guys. I'm an early riser. I'm like an old man. But 23 minutes, I started looking up, well, how do the archetypes align to the zodiac? And, I mean, everyone has a different opinion, and that's where the problems begin, because now I have to figure out this stuff. So... oh, yes, Mark, your 2.5-year-old could attend with you and a model, but I couldn't be here. And it has a lot to do with, not that I can't have 14, 15 people in 1,000 square feet that I have. It's a little less than 1,000. I'm just rounding it up. But it has to do with the fire marshal. And because the atelier is on the 4th floor, it gets a quarter of the allowable numbers because they have the building here, and they just took the 200 people that are allowed on the 4th floor and divided it by how many tenants there were. So even though there's nobody else here, I'm sure I could have more numbers, but I'm in the position of we're still closed to the public. So I'm not going to worry about the 2.5 because it's a little bit ridiculous. The other thing is, I went to Swinton's Art Supply, hung out with Doug last Friday, and got some cool frames. And I got artworks that I bought by Nick and a few other people, some original and some prints. I took them up to the framing, and of course we stopped back off at Swinton's, which is a terrible thing for me to do because I always spend money. But I bought another one of those little handmade holders for LEDs, and I'm gonna start with that. These things, guys, I've broken one already. I don't think there's anything I've ever held in my hand more comfortable than this. And there's one left in the store. I bought almost all of them. It came with graphites, so that's what I'm gonna start with. We'll see what happens. Because also, you know, at the Atelier, I'm very strict, and I'm starting to get over that because I'm losing my sense of fun. I want everyone to do really well and learn the hard things the way that I learned them hard, but at the same time, you know, I want to have a life too. And so this live stream is slowly becoming what I want to do. And it's not a class, it's not meant to be instruction per se. Hopefully, you just feel inspired. Okay, back to 23. So let's get the show on the road. Hey, oh, yeah, Mark. Keep up. I like the comments. I should remind you all to like, share, subscribe, all that stuff before we get started. Look at that. I've wasted 15 minutes of your time. My apologies. It's not usually like this, I swear. Okay, so I'm just going to make I'm just centering the image for myself because looking to the right is a little bit difficult. Okay. And maybe I'll lightly put in the crosshair, kind of. And remember I said I was going to offset it a little bit. Now, the body, halfway when standing, is right at kind of at the butt cleft, right? But if you look, here I have equal distance from the fingers to the coccyx, or the, you know, the, I'll just put the triangle in there. So from this hand to there is about equal, this hand to the foot. So side to side is good. I don't have to slide it over, but I am going to slide it slightly over to the right. Okay? I don't want to go into why. Now, I don't need this line. Sometimes just putting a little crosshair is enough. So there we go. That's just more for you guys to see what the hell I'm talking about, if you need it. It's not even straight, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to lean this up in front of me, actually. This is not enough room for all that. Wait. Bunny. Bunny. Using your brain. Okay, that works. So let me see if I can pull this camera out a little bit further. Because it would be nice if you guys could see everything all at once, right? You'd think I hadn't done this before today. It's always a new thing. So I'm going to move this camera back a little bit. See what we can do here. Sure. Okay. Oh. Yes. There you go. Good. Hopefully that's enough for you. So I've got it up. I threw a quick linear guide for myself because this fold is just shining me in the eyes. And the timer's going. It's 3 minutes of layout time. See my lady. Okay, so you guys can see that on the screen at least. Hopefully it's very shiny for me. Okay, let's try this. So I talked about that circle, or you can do it like a heart shape as well. So I'm gonna draw where I think, for now, where the butt is, you know, be like this. So I'll start with a circle and maybe like a kind of a cone shape. And then I said I would arc the arm a little bit. Obviously these aren't actual size, it's not sight size. I'm drawing a little bit bigger. Her body kind of swoops up. The armpit actually, let me just take a little measure here. The armpit might be around there. So we'll just swoop her arm down. And wherever the body touches the ground, I'm just gonna kind of have the idea of a horizon line. There are some horizontals to show weight on this figure. Let's hope I don't make her too bulbous and big. I noticed last week I really emphasized Sarah's hips. And this is not exact replica, right? We want to design a little bit. We're going to emphasize some areas. Oh my God, I put way too much stevia in that tea. Whew. Maybe the head, the ear lives here. Just some basic shapes. Here, we'll put her hair like this. And her arms coming down dramatically. Breast probably lives about there. You get to feel it out a little bit. That's why this tool is actually pretty nice too. It's very soft. I love graphite. It's my favorite material to draw on, but there are issues, of course, especially as we come to getting charcoal and stuff to sit on top of it. So I'm drawing the tube of the leg going away. And I'm just gonna, I think I did this last time, kind of like a mermaid shape. Squint my eyes and pretend that everything is combined together. Like the whole object, not separating the feet. Her feet go off my image. But we know what those things look like, right? So it seems like there's soft part of the inner leg here. I mean, that's almost the whole plan. I think her body arcs up a little bit more. So I might say take that distance. Let's see. I'm doing things that you're not supposed to do, like measuring this angle. You're not supposed to measure on diagonals. From the cleft, this distance. That's where her arm should be. Oh boy, oh boy. Let's try that once more. One. So I'm going to move her arm in. She's a little more compressed this way. I don't want to make the torso too long. So I'll just move the breast over and follow this line that I have down here. At first, one sweeping motion maybe. And then the ribs, we'll start to separate things out. That hourglass shape. It's okay to simplify. If I look from the butt up, I want to emulate this angle. And that will tell me where my shoulder goes. She's got a lovely separation here of this arm and the scapula. The scapula slides back and also this way on the back. It's gonna create for some nice shapes here. We having fun yet? Now, I'm just gonna quickly go back. Okay, good. Mark's still here. Who else is still here? It's okay, guys, to type something in that chat. Or if you're watching this later, a lot of people watch the videos after the fact, not live. I don't know. Maybe they just put it on to listen to my calming voice. From the butt here, the coccyx, so let's just signify that with a little triangle, as if it's the end of the tailbone. And I'm going to emulate the actual angle of the hips to do that, not the angle that I'm measuring from. It's a little bit different. Just having you peer inside my mind a little bit more, see if it helps your own thought pattern. So I'm going to start drawing some of the shadow shapes. There's no sense in wasting any time here. Mapping. I don't really have a plan other than to draw this. Like I don't have an area of perfect practice that I'm going for today. Just that I am practicing. Some other exciting things that are going to be happening in this studio. We'll be moving the walls out, and I will be going to Waterton National Park for most of March to install and paint. I just found this out. So I'm not 100% sure what days. March 4th probably, or sooner. But I'll probably still be, I asked them if they could ensure that I have good Wi-Fi. I don't know if that's possible out there at a national park, because I do have to teach my classes, but we'll make it work. I don't want to stop this live stream anytime soon. It's cool because I think there's like 65 videos up now on this. They add up, you know. I also hope to revamp my own personal YouTube channel. I've been time-lapsing the work I'm allowed to show, which is my own work. I can't show this project that's in here right now. Some of you know what it is, but I don't own the copyright on it. Sometimes I flash a little bit of it. Oops. But I've been time-lapsing my painting process of my new work. Not as regular as Mr. Keith Springall, who always joins us every week. And if you don't follow Keith, my God, what are you doing? Get on that guy's social media. He is prolific. And I think it'd be nice if we all gave the guy a little follow. He's working hard over there in his studio. We miss you, furniture. It's always nice to have artists to throw your ideas off of, you know? Not that we mind the isolation. A lot of us thrive in it. I'm a Virgo, and whether or not you're into astrology, I'm learning more and more about it. And my hermit mode, which I'm in right now, I suppose. Loving it. I really like spending time in the studio. There's nowhere else I would rather be. Because I got a kitchen in here. The other thing that I would rather be doing is eating. But I got that taken care of. The scapula, the shadow, the cast shadow from the scapula, and then it goes down the ribs and travels along the body. So simplified little map. The simplification in part adds to the design elements. So one thing to be mindful of, say when I do this spine, is that I'm curving my lines the right way. That gives the three-dimensionality. I think a lot of people would probably just curve it like this, and that would flatten the back out. In fact, there's a mound back here, and then it comes up to the aponeurosis, which is then flanked right here by the two erector spinae, and then it's pointing and curving this way down the back. Look at all those curves. So you see when I do that, I did multiple curves. I didn't just go, it's turned that way. There's one turn, two turns, three turns. Maybe you could even call that 4. But because we're so bad, man, you know, this might just be a graphite drawing today. I like how this looks and feels, this kind of blended just from dragging my hand over it. It's been a long time since I just did graphite. But once again, who knows? Who knows? I don't feel too much attachment or desire when I do this free type of drawing where I think all those drawings are better because I'm not worried about the outcome. Most of the time, I am worried about the outcome. Always having something to prove, right? That's what it feels like. The arts are rough. You're only as good as your last work. That's probably what keeps us driving. If the last one sucked, no brakes. Where this is turning is the bottom of the breast. Now, all of this is dark, so I'm just going to unify the shadow shape. This will be my darkest dark here. Just unify that shadow shape. Okay. Let me just move up a little bit. Maybe tilt this down slightly. Through my pencil. Such a tender touch. These are great though. I think they're hand turned by some local guy actually. And I took one apart because that other one broke, and it's just like this little grabber that you can get at Princess Auto, and it's just attached with the spring inside. Maybe you've seen these things before. I don't know. You can make one, but you know, for 35 bucks, the pleasure I get just from holding this, it's the same color as my skin, same color as this paper. It must make for a really boring visual. Even though my tea is too sweet, which means quickly in French, I think. Because it's stevia, I don't mind. I don't feel bad. All right, calf. I'm having a shaman type person come in the studio and feel very fortunate that they're going to do little shaman ritual magic on me here. Very excited for change. On Sunday, the other thing that I learned is Sunday is just looking here for where the heel is going to be. Just the horizontal line. Sunday is the Virgo. I'm just going to split this into thirds. 1, 2, that'll work. I have 1 foot slightly overlapped, 2 foot, and then 3 equidistant. It's not really a measurement. I'll just check that again. 1, 2 and a bit. 1, 2 and a bit. Okay. I don't know how to explain what I just did. It works for me. Oh yes, the Virgo moon. And that's my sign, so I guess it's going to be magical. But I've been following Alex Gray. And his Cosmos. These artists started a church. And in previous episodes, I talked a lot about the book I was reading of his. But they do a creative celebration every full moon. And I guess they've been doing it for like 7 years on YouTube. And it's interesting. I mean, I feel like sometimes saying something is church, it's weighted. But also, is he just trying to get tax breaks? I don't know. Anyways, free services. And they talk a lot about arts and creativity and play like little music videos. Alex Gray illustrated my favorite rock band's albums, Tool. Plug. Oh, you can see the bone here. So I'm just kind of shaping it out. Obviously this is far less intuitive and gestural. The feet have lots of structure, so not that nice flowing line. I did teach classes on how to draw the hands and feet, but I don't want to get into all that information now. Sometimes my thought process is to fill up a student with so much information that they shut off what they think they know. I find that really helps when people are at a certain level. I wouldn't do that for beginners. But if people have been drawing feet wrong for so long, you have to jar what they're doing. And you can do that by teaching all the anatomy and structures and different ways of looking. Okay, so I'm getting caught up in the feet. And that's not necessary. So there's a space, a wee little space, and then the cast shadow underneath. From the heel, cast shadow. And remember, the cast shadow describes the form it's falling on, so I want to make it very rounded to describe that lower leg. And then that's the tip, but I'm going to use more of the side here. More of the side. So I am thinking rather abstractly here. I'm drawing shadow shapes. I'm not drawing anatomy here. It might seem that way. But I just drew this thing. Wait. Oh, really? I just drew this, right? We're really good at abstractions. Not so great at curves. Humans, I mean. Naturally. We got to use our natural advantages when we are drawing. If you're not good at measuring, maybe you got to do something a little bit more casual. Okay. And I'm just going to combine. I'm not going to, maybe I'll show a little bit of where the butt is. I have to imagine where it is. Pays to have a good imagination and to know the anatomy in this case. But all that's going to be dark. So 40 more seconds. I'm doing the funny timing. As I said earlier, I got to haven't eaten dinner yet. So I'm going to take my 7-minute break to heat up some pork loin. Sorry to the vegetarians out there. Okay. So that's where we got so far. Not bad. It's not all there. We'll work some of this area in next. So 7 minutes. I will check the chat here before I go. So I gotta see what's going on. Mark knows how this works. Practice makes the master. In a language I can't pronounce. Germans have ways of in their language to say things that no one else can say. It's amazing. Okay. So, nobody else wants to pipe in there, huh? Oh, Mark! Brian, you have to run. Hey, thanks for coming in, buddy. I appreciate all the views. So, dinner time. I'm going to heat up some food. 6 minutes on the clock. I will make an intermission video in the future, guys. It'll be much more interesting during the break. Call it the smoke break. Take a break. I don't smoke, but it's a nice little idea. Only the cool kids smoke. And it's International Bowling Day, so they're leaving us nerds alone. Finally. 22 minutes. All right. Let me just back this off. Tilt it up. Tilt it up. You make the grown man cry. You tilt it up. You'll never stop. You make a grown man cry. All right. 23 seconds. I just gotta grab my tea, folks. It's driving me crazy that that's not straight. This way. You can usually go by the butt cheeks, if you can see them, what the angle is. Okay. You draw. I just gotta get some more hot water for my tea. I wouldn't say any of this out loud if I was by myself, I swear to God. Delicioso. That's a little bit less sweet. This, oh yes, back to Michael Jordan timing, 23 minutes. My mind goes so fast that the words that come out are not as organized as they should be in essay form. But I will do my best to keep things in order. This, pose, this long swan-like pose. We'll have to move this ear in, that's for sure, and the hand will come in as well. But let's do our Michael Jordan timing, 23 minutes, and let's get brave. We'll leave this kind of foot stuff, boring stuff till later, whatever. And all those small nuances up here in the back. I would suggest that her waist needs to come way in, maybe even to there. It's getting a little too wide. And then it might also come in up here. We'll pinch her in later, but not until I have some other areas to measure from. Because I'm not actually taking measurements, but I'll check. So I'll just drop the arm for now. And originally I had lined up the sacrum, the tailbone, to be around where the elbow is. So that remains true. And there's like a little, right there. I don't know if you can see both of those. If it's shining in your face. A little triangle shape. So I'll just slap that bad boy in there. But I'm drawing shapes, not the anatomy right now. I think that's important with this playful stuff. If you're only drawing contours in the anatomy, it's like an aura or something that traps what you're doing. And I think a lot of the creativity with figure comes with interpretation of these shapes rather than, you know, like I can just turn that and make it design rather than actual knowledge. Unless you're doing the Atelier style, I want to really show my skill that I can draw this perfectly and I know a lot about the body, which isn't always the best type of drawing. It's good though to prove your worth, your gumption, your persistence. Now I don't need to really draw the bottom part of the arm, but I am going to look where it lines up vertically with the head. Right? So her other hand lines up there someplace. Let's take the line we already have, because it's there. You can always shrink it in later. Her hair would be folding there, let's say. And let's find a place for this ear. Just draw an oval. Her jawline comes down and cuts. There's like a V shape, right? A V shape right here. Okay. So I'm going to move the ear down a little bit. And maybe I'll sculpt her hair just as a big general shape. It's like backcombed. I'm getting a lot of flare off this. Ah! Well, my little clip system didn't work as well as I thought. You guys know what I'm drawing. A good exercise that I would recommend you do if you're at home and trying to work on your training your eye without having the figure in front of you is look at a picture for a minute, time it, and then try to draw it without looking at it again. And then look at it for a minute again, and then go back to your drawing and repair, get it to look more like what you remember. So your eye kind of lingers on, and you start using your memory a lot more rather than just what you're staring at. You use it to correct, to correct, to correct. Where does this go? And that starts to build in the knowledge of the anatomy faster than, you know, reading anatomy books. Because your brain is looking for the changes in things. And that is a novel way to learn quickly some of the things that you might not notice because you're looking for where you need to alter things. Man, this girl's got a tiny little waist. So I'm just going to bring this shadow over a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. I want to give that impression that she's just got this teensy weensy little waist. That might be going too far. We'll see on the break when I step back. I realized I don't have dinner here, so luckily I got my little kitchen. I had cooked a pork loin and left it in the fridge, it turns out. Silly rabbit. It's an early morning with this yoga, man. I'm losing it. Almost done the month though. And yes, albeit February is the shortest month. Maybe that's why I picked to be sober again. It's like winning every time when it's the shortest month. Maybe bring that curvature down a little bit more. She's still too rounded here. There. There's. Get more of that angle. And maybe bring that down a little bit closer to horizontal. I don't like to have any horizontal unless it shows weight, ground, or vertical lines in my figure drawings. They flatten everything. They make anything that was dynamic look like a paper plate rather than something spherical. Okay, forearm, hand. I love hands in this position because they're just so structural. Like that's all you need. I don't have to even show the fingertips if I don't want to. Not in a figure drawing sketch. Depends how much render we're after. And we're just going off time, just practicing away. Bring that in a little bit. I'm not even sharpening this pencil. I can use the eraser to thin my line if I need. Okay. I've done drawings like this too, where I drew the shadow patterns, but I shaded in the light side. So that's a fun thing to do. Change it up a little bit. It's a squeaky drawing horse. 4 years old and they're still held together, but they're getting a little squeaky. Oh, so much better. Less stevia. Okay, her neck. Pull it down a little bit. Got this jawline, which is hidden by hair, but we can tell where it is. Maybe I'll just draw the shadow up the cheek, across the zygomatic arch. Squint your eyes if you can't see it on yours. Often as artists we forget our most powerful tool is that squint. As annoying as it is because it gives you crow's feet. My friend Nicole was teaching at Angel Academy, and I was staying at her place in Italy. And we dated in our 20s. But she still looks very young in the face. She looks like Bjork. She's got like a doll-like face. And when I went and saw her, the first thing I said was, "Oh, you look so young," except for those crow's feet. Of course, we know each other well enough that I can say that. I know why that's bad. But because she was teaching the figure drawing there, she was constantly squinting all the time. So although her face looked 20, her eyes looked 75. I wear glasses, so often, rather than just squint, I just take my glasses off. Okay, so that's going to be on the shadow. So if you're worried about that, it's there are many work hazards to being an artist, mostly chemical. So there's the side of the face. I can run a line down for where the eyes will go. Maybe the eyelashes are around there. Eyebrows are up here, ish. Tip of the nose. This girl's got like, because of the shadow, it almost looks like a, she almost looks like a Disney character. Just a cute little button nose. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit further though. Drawing a circle like that is a bad thing to do on a nose, but she literally has a circle shadow on the tip of her nose. So here it's okay. Be careful though. get into these habits and everyone looks like a clown afterwards. Some of the models aren't going to like that. Philtrum. From the nostril to the brow, that's where the side of the mouth lives. So I do want to find that. And that's all in shadow. All right, hair, 80s hair. Who knows how, this might not even be a current picture. Like I said, I don't remember where I found it. Probably Instagram or something. So the brow goes back, hair comes forward, and somewhere around here, forearm. And if I look, it kind of aligns to this line here, towards the breast. So I can use that as a landmark. The bone of the ulna, the process, is right about there. So I can guess like so. I'm not sure if I can see any of the arm back there, but we'll put some in. I feel like her arm actually points further toward the elbow. So I said feel there, because a lot of this is, does the line feel right? Does it feel like it looks right? And then you can cheat a lot of stuff when you're designing this way. I'm pretty sure the arm is behind the other arm, so we wouldn't see it down here, even though it's all dark. We don't have that luxury in this drawing. The knuckles align to here, and they come down at an angle. The palm is almost vertical. So this is the side of the hand, drawing it more mechanical here. So the feet and the hands got a little bit more mechanical looking. There, good enough. So the height is equal to the width. Sure, why not? Also, guys, one of my oldest students, not by age, but having been here since I first opened, is still having her exhibition on the 4th floor here. And I think it's the last week. So if you are out and about and want to see the 4th floor takeover by Jennifer, she'll be here on the weekend. Wow, this girl's hair goes all the way down. Okay. Some stuff going this way. All right, I've got 7 minutes. So, I'm gonna map out some other things. Secondary kind of shadow work here. So this is all in shadow, but there is a darker and a lighter shadow that I'm going to start trying to find here. Roundness of the shoulder, the teres major and minor. It creates a shadow down within the shadow. You can see a little separation of the deltoid from the infraspinatus. Okay. So be mindful too when you're doing these, whether you're using the tip. This is a cast shadow, so I'll use the very tip of the pencil. And then the form shadow, or the core shadow, which follows the direction of the form, is more the side here, more softer. So I'm controlling the edge as I'm going as well. Having to verbalize it makes me think maybe it's a little bit more sophisticated than I had first thought. Drawing, I mean. It's easy. You can do it. I might use white chalk for some highlights on this. There's a little bit of light traveling up the tricep here to the insertion point of the deltoid. We'll stylize that a little bit. So curving along the arm and around it. This is subtle little like pencil thickness differences that'll make this interesting. Pinch this wrist in a little bit more. I think we need shirts that say I'd rather be drawing. You know, people have like gone fishing. I think the Atelier, we need shirts. I'll figure it out. That's what a lot of people do on these YouTube channels and stuff to stay alive. They sell crappy products. All right. 3 minutes. Okay, after this, we're just going to go into toning and shading this thing, I think. I guess I'll go back to this foot too. I really don't know what I intend on doing here yet. I could bring out the pan passes. Like, this is what's out right now. Just this stuff. My junk pile, basically. I am liking the graphite. It doesn't play as well in these videos because it's not quite as dark, and it's also quite shiny, and I am top lit. When you're top lit and you have this angle of incidence and the angle of reflection, unless my head is here, which gets in the way of you guys, I see shine. I see shine. I really want to do a Sabin Howard study. I downloaded a bunch of his drawings, so next week I might work graphite again on white paper, and he's got such a beautiful style. So I might do another master study next week. I have so many pictures I've been meaning to get to, you know? Hopefully you're amassing a bunch of things you want to do as well. Because there's no time like a lockdown. It's like, it feels like spring's in the air. I was teaching a class Monday night, animation class, and the thunder and lightning was happening outside the room, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, is that really what I'm seeing? And then I go outside to my car, and it wasn't thunder and well, there probably was thunder and lightning. I get out to my car, and it's snowing like a blizzard. Big, beautiful, heavy snow. And man, it was so nice. I took myself for a little drive and then I went for a little walk. So the shapes here are just so much smaller. We want to simplify a little bit more. What else can we do? I think we're good. I think this is going to come down to quickly shading in my darks and then enhancing the core and all that shortly thereafter. So, put that little triangle in there. Let's take a break. 7-minute break. I'll look to the comments if there's any more. Otherwise, we'll keep going. Whoa, there are. Hey, thanks guys. Mr. Harry, Navin, G. Greg has, your comment has surpassed what, 3,500? Oh, Sandy, Ray, thanks guys, love it. Pink to my drawing today. Interesting idea, being that it's anti-bully day. In fact, I'm gonna move this hand up. Okay, I should take a break. Once again, pulling a bunny and not. Oh, and I should probably take a photo because I haven't been for social media. They want to see things too, I think. All right, there we go. All right, guys, 6 minutes left. I'm gonna make a sandwich by using cheese as the bread because I can't have carbs on the keto diet. It works great. What's my bird sounds? It's only 7. All right. All right. Invalid response. Awesome. There we go. Oh, I'm gonna show you guys this ridiculous sandwich. I'm gonna put some mayo in it. Turkey and Swiss cheese. Just like that. I mean, I'll probably turn my mouth black. Graphite's not bad for you though. This is right for you. let's improve this whole situation. Whoa, for Shaw's. Nice, guys. Got the whole family. I appreciate it. I love seeing all these chat boxy things here. Okay. I think I'm gonna bring this camera closer. We don't need to see this girl anymore. Just the drawing. A little too high. How's that? How's that? That's a little off. Oh, this way. It's in mirror. Okay. And we're going a little tighter. "47 seconds. Get your tea, have your pee. Eat this high protein and cheese sandwich. I'll have this app that takes all my food stuff down. I have not had enough protein today, it turns out. Or fat. So I'll have to, when I get home, eat some coconut oil, fat bombs. All right, woo! 23 minutes. Michael Jordan. Sandy thinks I should put pink in this. Okay. All right. Well, I could make this really artsy fartsy now, I guess. It's not like it has to be look like a human, does it? My favorite color is fuchsia pink. So it's nice that it's International Bully Day, or anti-bullying. Sorry, that came out wrong. It's not the day to bully the kids in the pink shirts. Although, the high school I went to, that would definitely be what was happening. Pink, huh? I don't know. I'm gonna start with this pencil. I like the challenge, Sandy, but I think I just want to shade it in normal at first. So, this is not my sanding block for graphite. We'll use it anyways. You know what? These walls are leaving the room soon. It's been chaos in here. There's spills. A dog peed on my floor last week. Not Scout. Scout's she's very good. Jennifer's dog peed all over my luggage and all over the floor, and I just cut the paper off the floor. It's really easy to clean. I love having this paper on the floor, but you can see the paper down there. Because the walls are leaving and they take up half the space, it's gonna seem so big and open and tidy again. I'm looking forward to that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna shade the dark parts. So let's just start up here. I'm just gonna rub this pencil side to side. I'm actually sharpening as I do this. My hand is not touching the paper, it's slightly above it. I don't know if you can see that. We'll just get some graphite down. We'll see what happens. I don't know how I'm gonna get pink into this. The background maybe. Like what I would want to do is shade each one of these a different color, and she'd look like she had racing stripes or something, but I'm not trying to make contemporary art right now. I believe, by how this is behaving, that this lead is a 2B. So if I press it really hard, I'll get my core shadow just the way I want it. Form shadow, sorry. So many different ways I've learned the terminology. The Terminator line. And I'm trying to keep consistent on here. Man, shining me in the face. Shining me in the face. Let me just, I gotta go look at the screen here, make sure I'm not blocking you guys. This is a two-person job. One to draw, one to be yelling at me when I put my head in the way, and to sit and answer your questions. Anti-bowling day. Sandy, come on. I'll try. Let me figure it out. You and your charitable works. My friend Sandy there works for Ronald McDonald House and does lots of good things for the public. Glad she's on here checking this out. And her nephew Navin is my neighbor. And one time Sandy, through Ronald McDonald House, got Navin and I basically front row tickets to an early screening of Star Wars. And it was freaking awesome. Spoiler alerts. We didn't actually spoil it for anyone, but we could have. Speaking of movies, I bought myself all the Daniel Craig James Bond because mine went missing. I don't know who stole them, but I'm willing to bet it was Ben. And watched them all last week. It's hard for me to just sit and watch a movie. I like to be doing something. And the new James Bond, the news on the front of my Google News today was that in England it's going to come out before the release date on September 30th. So that will be the last Daniel Craig James Bond. Poor guy's been eating carrots for what, a decade? 5 movies? It's pretty good. Beat Dalton at least. The worst Bond. Actually, maybe not the worst. Her Majesty's Secret Service. I can't even remember it. Must have not been good. Okay, look at that arm. Let's go for this nice dark shadow underneath the arm as well. Sometimes to get graphite, or a lot of drawing materials for that matter, darker, rather than pushing hard, just change the direction that you're making your strokes. Because often it's the tooth of the paper that just needs to be accounted for. And if you press too hard, you're actually scarring, yeah, making like a little ditch, flattening out those textures sometimes, especially with graphite. It's quite Even the 2B is not that soft. In my video on my YouTube channel, on the Brian Batista one, not this one, I explain the differences between all the graphite pencils. And I kind of explain it as the glue is harder or softer. So you've got crazy glue versus like white glue. But actually there's clay in these that hold them together too. And the clay is what makes them harder. So there's less clay in this one. Alright, so following the core here. I don't know about this pink sandy. I guess it could be done. You know what? Let's just take a stump and let's just have a look at what happens when we rub it on here. Ooh, smooth it out. Smooth it out. Gets rid of all the texture of the paper. Sure, why not? Why not? So that's not in total light, so I need to have a little bit of material. A lot of people also, with their values, they are afraid to put dark, meaning material, into a light. But actually, lights, that's a light still. There's really only like 2 values for the dark. And even these two are too far apart right now. Wiggle this across. I'm gonna leave this hand probably not so smooth. It's a stylistic choice. And I'll just crosshatch all the rest of the shadows, or just with this diagonal fill. See what we got. Like I said, it's kind of an experiment. I don't know what I'm making yet. Definitely that can be a lot darker. Maybe I'll float some of the pan pastel over top. It might just slide around this graphite. So I'm gonna draw the cleft of the glute here. And the reason is as I darken around, it'll give the impression, because there's a dark, that the reflected light is lighter than it is. I use darks, adding more material to create the light, rather than erasing it out. And making my reflected lights, I don't want to make them too bright that they fall into the light category. What I'm going to end up doing for my tone is taking this dark edge of the core and bringing it up and into the body to create my darkest light. And I'm going to leave the paper in my middle light, and I'll erase out and add white for my highlight. So there's no pink in this one, sorry. So far, I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh no. So even this tone that I'm doing now by rubbing in the graphite is not dark enough for the shadow. That could be the darkest light. So I'll have to add more material to really make this thing pop, I think. But it's nice to map it first. Map it out. Who knows, maybe you're watching this and I actually don't know what I'm talking about. I gotta have something to talk about for 3 hours. Or do I? All of this, dark, 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 dark. Fill it in, fill it in, fill it in. If you're sketching from life, you can just save time by not doing the render at this point. Just fill it in, right? And you've got kind of a plan. You go home and do all that. If you don't have enough time, if you're still working on getting your shapes right. From life. Life takes longer. Although I feel like things just don't happen quick enough, as fast as I'd like them to. I'm sure we all can relate to that. We want to get better faster. It takes a while for our hand to catch up to our brain sometimes. Graphite is also so forgiving. It's such a smooth material. So easy to erase and push away. If I was really rendering this out too, I would probably use a variety of pencils. I wouldn't only use, I would use HB, I would use 2H and probably 2B. But not for this quick sketch. And meaning it's not actually by definition a quick sketch, but I'm not worried about full render here. Although it's only 7:30. What I should have done is just went faster and did more drawings for you guys. Because really, it's like, if you do a good start, then you're like halfway. The start is the most important, and if you get everything in the right place, this is just like the labor of love. Just thinking about the abstract quality of these shapes. I'm not drawing a toe. I let my mind fill in what I think that is. Sure. Abstract. I can also squint my eyes to figure out some of these shapes. Pull that out a little bit less for the reflected light. Or the dirty foot, whatever that might be. I'll pull the edge softer and towards from the outside of the form in. See how that rounds out that part? And then I'll put a little highlight right there when I get to it. Because the flesh is darker than this, you know, in the shadow area as it turns its form. So we want to give that illusion. That's what's nice about smudging too. Graphite. It's this almost like watercolor. You're doing much more subtle things. What would be cool is if I charcoal the back and then trace over her and just make a replica onto the next sheet. Then I make a pink one for you, Sandy. That'd be the only way I did it. So I got 4 more minutes. Hey, Jeff's here. Hey, Jeff. I like my visitors. Only Mark Northcott has a face on his live chat. I wonder what, oh no, my live chat's the Atelier logo. Yeah. I've been working on rebuilding my personal website because I haven't touched it in years and years. It's terrible. It almost looks 80s or something. Like it's just the wrong decade for sure. But I didn't need it. You know, here's the thing too. At the time when I got the website, artists needed websites. It's like a expensive business card. But now with Instagram, like that's your portfolio and your gallery. You know? You don't have to spend all that money. But I'm rebuilding it on Wix for the time being. Wix is very easy, even I can do it. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing that kind of stuff. I'd rather be doing this. So I'm darkening the Terminator first, then I'm pulling it towards the darks, not into the light. I only do that when I'm doing my shading. I don't know if I'm trying to make sense of what I'm doing here. Just getting some more material down. I'm a little sad now that I didn't do pan pastel, but being very conservative, turns out. But this could just be the sketch to understand, you know, what I'm gonna do more in a piece. Right? The study. Quick little way to feel the happiness that drawing brings me. It's really good to use your hands and not just on your phone, flicking away. I'm not going to delineate all the vertebrae of the spine. I will combine it down. I don't know who this model is. This is an image I found a long time ago. It's not Cerebella this week. I don't want to overdo Sarabella because then everyone thinks that that's the only muse I have. Although it's very easy to find beautiful pictures of Sarah. I also, she told me who the photographer was, and I went back and I put links to their work. DMAX Studios in the last one. Because when I took the images, I was just going to sit and draw. I didn't know it was going to be a live stream. This was in the summer. So I want to give credit where credit's due, of course. So my apologies for not knowing who this is either. This is just homework for me. I don't know. I probably could put it in the Google reverse image search thing. Find out where this came from. My guess is it's just from Instagram. Because I follow a lot of those, like, they're just like art models and those kind of ones. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, sorry, break. Wow, that happened fast. Okay, we must be on the downhill slope now. We are, 7:30. So I'm gonna take 7. I'm gonna stare at this a little bit too. Oh, it looks so different than I thought. Might have to get artsy on this. It gets that pink out for anti-bullying. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do at this break is I'm gonna go do 50 push-ups and 50 sit-ups and 50 squats. So you might hear some grunting along with the bird sounds. But do something with your 7 minutes that's useful and different than what you were just doing. Take a break. Holy smokes. 45 texts, guys? Seriously? Well, how bad is this live stream? Maybe next time I'll videotape my exercises so you guys can see I'm actually doing them. I need a mat for the sit-ups. Okay, that's interesting. Oh boy. Interesting. I washed my hands at the break after I had to see this guy about a horse. But I had to go downstairs because people were upstairs in the bathroom. 3, 2, 1. Okay. I think, okay. So I looked at the time. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish shading up this area. And then I might just put the white on. We'll see where that brings us. And I might just obliterate all this work I did shading with pan pastel on top. Pink, maybe even as Sandy requested. Possibly. I don't know what'll happen. 23 minutes. Oh man, it's only 7:48. I could have did 2 drawings. My bad. In for a pint, in for a pound now though. This is like small drawing stuff. So let me try to get more expressive stuff. Just shade in all the darks. I'm holding back on the pencil too when I'm doing lighter stuff. Just kind of wobbling the hand back and forth. It's a very light touch. Here I'm pressing hard, here I'm pressing hard. go. This C7 vertebrae might be the brightest thing in this drawing. There's a highlight on the shoulder too. That's bright, but just to keep that kind of stuff in mind. So I'm drawing a very thin line there. The background is black in my reference, but I'm not gonna, maybe I'll put a color in the back. Maybe that's where your pink will live, Sandy. Might be interesting. She's got hair over her face. And then shadows from the hair along the face. Maybe I'll darken the core a little bit and then pull up into the light. I guess I should have taken a photo before I did all this. For the social media steps. I post all this stuff on Instagram. Okay. Holy smokes. I don't know why the text is going off today. Maybe it's my buddy Miles' birthday today. And Jack Bride, shout outs, guys. Happy birthdays. Erasing out the highlight there. Kind of travels up the spine. Didn't really finish the spine here. If I was really being picky, I would count these. Honestly, I would. But we'll just guess. You can only see the bottom 3 here before it turns into your dimples, your Venus mounds. Wait, is that right? Yeah. Thought I was being a pervert for a second. Saying Venus mound. Sorry. It's just one of those days where my brain is not fully here. So maybe I'm picking something a little easier to do too. Pull from the lats down. Follow the erector spinae back. All this up here is light. All right. That little triangle is facing upwards, so it's quite bright. There's a shade, there's like a triangle shape here too. I don't know if the camera picks that subtlety up, but it's there in the drawing. Good enough. Okay, the feet are darker. The skin is darker on the feet. And I can erase out the lights if I need. Keep the far away one, kind of like Frazetta-esque. Just light, a little bit blurred, kind of sculptural. And I will put in the cast shadow, a little harder edge. It helps the body seem like it's grounded. It's not totally necessary, but I like the cast shadows because they make things pop up off the page. The hard edge is very graphical. It's such a great device. And it goes out to the hand. All right, let's get this head done. But because I'm right-handed and I didn't go from the head down today, I'm gonna need protection. A rubber, and I don't mean this kind of rubber. This, we'll put it like this. And just start on this, the furthest away point on the hand. This is really small work. Unfortunately, you guys might not be able to see it all in the video. I don't know. The knuckles, there is a shape of the light catching that knuckle. The light catches along the phalanges. Top of the hand. And I go this direction on the hand because if I draw too thick or whatever, just looks like the tendon. Looks like it was on purpose. All of this is in shadow, so tone it up. The hair, I'll do on top, and I'll let the edge be a little bit harder. So here it's blurry, and I'm going to smudge over it with my stump. further away, it's in the dark. Okay, that's a little bit blurry. Some of the hair needs to go over top. Some of the hair needs to go behind. I could go in and draw all sorts of little doodads and stuff, but it's time at that point. Does it give me the benefit of making the drawing look better? Or is it just, you know, the fact of, oh, look at all that detail is rendered. We'll go for mileage today. Get the most look for the least amount of work. So what I drew there with the hair, I'll draw over top again. Hair is drawn like a texture. We're not drawing each individual hair, but groupings of the hairs. And they gotta have a flow, you know? They gotta have overlap. They gotta have a place to go. But hair's soft, so I can soften it. Also, I don't want to put all my detail in there, right? Use the eraser. Look how long this lead is. I've worn it down to nothing. We'll get it to the very end if we can. Put dark beside the fingers to help make the fingers themselves look brighter. But it's the hair beside that makes it look that way. 8 minutes. Oh, stay in there, buddy. Think I can do it? I think I can. I think I can. I'm positive I can. Turn that into a lost edge. So another thing about figure drawing, if you guys don't know, I put up a bunch of new pages on the website. Ones that have book recommendations, things like that. There's a couple more I want to add on there. But have a look, it's free. That's not even like affiliate. The ISBN numbers of some of the books are on there. And a lot of the figure drawing books for artists, you can find free PDFs of them. I think the excuse might be that artists are poor. And if you're looking on like DocuSource or whatever, It's just for educational purposes, maybe. I don't know. There's stuff out there. I know Elliot Goldfinger's entire Anatomy for Artists is available online, as are all the Loomis, which is actually fairly impressive. All right, we've got some of that. It's looking all right. Let's, I like her face being light like that. Gotta do the ear now. I definitely need a sharper tool for this. I'll try to lean back. Sorry for those of you if you're following along. Some people do. It's cool to see the drawing done from the skewed viewpoint, but that kind of follows along my insane ramblings. They often turn out very good. Oh, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna use this little eraser to draw with. Now the ear is not this bright, but I've got to exaggerate a little bit. I'm gonna erase out a couple highlights in the hair. So if you don't have a pen eraser, you can take your kneadable eraser and make either a cone or a pointy shape, or grab a little bit more and you can squeeze it and make a flat blade, and then use the blade to draw with the hair. Works really well. This is my favorite eraser though. I don't know if they make these anymore. You'll probably find them at Michael's or something. Someone who still has stock because they're not at the art stores. Just gonna use my finger a little bit to bring about the values that I need. All right, let's put in some whites. I can't believe it's only 8. I might have to just totally wreck this drawing. Or take an early night. I don't know. Gotta get up in 10 hours for yoga. I am the person in the yoga challenge who has done the most days in a row. I missed 2, I think, this month, and I made up in the evening sessions. It's like medieval torture for me though. I don't hate it. It's a little bit boring. I mean the drawing, not the yoga. This light angle is killing me too. I hope it looks okay for you guys. Okay. Whites, where are you? Let's put some whites in and then see what else we can do here. I might have to go right over all this, because Sandy wants pink because it's bullying day. Man, if I wore pink to school, and it's my favorite color, I had pink hair in high school. Oh man, the bullying. And now it's like, wear pink to school. I don't think the bullying is going to stop. If I know bullies, you're just going to make it worse. Or maybe it's so you can find out who the bullies are. You just turn the kids into bait. Just turn them into targets. That's a good idea. wasn't for the bowlers, I wouldn't have turned out the way I did. That's sweet validation. Yes. Celiac crest, dimple. A little bit up in the shoulder. Got a minute left. This break is going to define what we end up doing to this thing. That's all right. So that would be like, I don't know, traditional, boring version. Works. I could just sit and do all sorts of things to this for a while, but I think I'm up to Sandy's challenge. So, at this break, I guess I'll take a photo of it like this. 30 seconds, 30 seconds. At this break, I'm gonna get my pan pastels, and we'll go a little bit crazy with the colors now and have some fun. Jeff had mentioned last week a nice green background, so if we're doing pink, maybe it's suitable to have a green background. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is yet. No plan, remember? That's right. Okay, so there, that's good enough. Let's take 7. I need another tea. Although, if I have tea now, I might not sleep at 10:30. Ah, life's short. Get my little habit tracker out. Write down the reps. There we are, live stream. Audible, check. Courses, check. Play, artistic date, not nice to myself. Dinner, yes. Meditation will be later. Where? Ah, here we go. 50, 50, 50. Excellent, pan pastels. Pink, huh, Sandy? Looks like I lost a lot of viewers. Is it too boring for you? That's okay. Do I even have pink? Let's see what we got in this kit. What's this? That's all the new colors. What are the colors that I have? How do I know? There's a box. Red iron oxide. I have no idea where that went. 5 minutes. Five minutes. 5 minutes. Where is the box? That's what. Let's see. I don't know. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to see what colors we have. First, green, pinky. Oh, you guys can't even see this. Wait, green, pink, brownie, orangey, bluish. Okay, that's nice. What else we got? Black and whites, nah. There's some pink. It's not what I had in mind, but I think I want to do kind of like a magenta shadow down here. Warm it up as I go. There's blue, there's bright yellow. Oh Lord. Okay. If we look back at the print, it's quite greeny yellow. And then the shadow's warm. So let's really push the color today. Almost to the proportions that the Impressionists would have done. And I've only got this one tool, so obviously wherever that tool went. Oh, you know what I have? Dollar store special. These guys. Q-tips. I'll use the Q-tips. Yeah, Sandy, I don't have pink, but I got this pink. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get a lot of color onto this canvas today. Should be interesting. We'll see if I can totally wreck it. You know what? I noticed her eyes in the wrong place too. So, makeup tools. I'm not a specialist. And I don't know where the box went that had all the colors, but we got this. Maybe this yellow will come in good too. But I want something purple. I don't think I have anything purpley. I did recall that there's a really bright red. Okay, there's blue. I thought there was a striking red. Oh, maybe it's under here. Should probably put the, aha! That's almost pink. What did I get myself into? And we'll use these Q-tips for applying all the color. So I'm gonna maybe take this warm reddish, red iron oxide shade, and follow all the core. I don't even know if this is going to stick, to be honest. And I'll blend it over the graphite. Normally I would say don't do this because the graphite will not allow it to stick. Seems to be doing okay, to be honest. I put that color in the wrong place. It's actually sticking quite well. And the arm here is quite warm, so I'm just going to get this other warm color on the shadow side. So what's nice is it's going to mix with the graphite at least and be the right value. Kind of takes the chroma down. This is kind of like what girls stick on their face, right? It's like makeup. I'm creating an illusion. And we'll use a little bit of this obnoxiously bright red, coupled, I'm using the back now, with this softer pink, just to tone it down. There we go, there's your pink, Sandy. We can do it, we can make pink. Let's get a little more of that red up here. And the back for a little bit of pink. We'll use this in her face probably too. Her little nose, Rudolph nose. Along the zygomatic arch. So the cheeks and the nose tend to be pink, pinker. We'll add that to the lips too. And then the forehead tends to be a little bit more yellow. Wait, we had a bright yellow, but I'll use, I'll try this one. Kind of graze it out, but. Need to buy more of these pan pastel tubes. Fortunately, I'm going to go see Mr. Big D, Doug Swinton. Okay, we got some pinks in there. Put a little bit of pink here as well. I forgot how much I like these. It's only been a week. Still with that red iron oxide color. Gonna pull down the cores and casts. Because I'm gonna make the reflected light cool. I'm gonna use greens and blues, and at the bottom magentas. And then I'll use this lighter one. The body reflects back a certain redness. We'll enhance that. We'll get that pink in there again. On the reflected light. Because everywhere else I'm going to cool it off for fun. Warm, cool, warm, cool. Actually, we'll make that a little bit more purpley. I don't know if any of this is going to stay. Go for green down here. It's a little hint of color. If you really want to learn about color, you can look into Joaquin Sorolla. When I was at Whidbey Island studying under Liberace, he introduced me to Sorolla, who I didn't know anything about. He does like the colored mud babies. Sorry, I'm looking for an eraser. So we're gonna go cooler. So that cool pink off the dark light on this side, and it cools off because of the graphite as well. Cool pink. And for her face, warmer. So I put a little bit of red in it into this shadow color. So I still need to maintain that it's the dark. Whether or not it has color, that's okay. This part is light. So the nostril gets picked up. Beside the eyebrow gets picked up a little bit. We'll go with the pink up here. And then put the yellow on top, right? Because the forehead is much more yellow. The cheeks are much more red. I'm still following some of the rules. I'm going to leave some of the paper as well. Now the knuckles would be really red, the shadows underneath the knuckles. Mostly these knuckles, the lower knuckles. We'll cool that off. And then for the arm, oh, dare I? Blue. Really cool. Really cool. Why not? It'll still work. The bright yellow for the fingers. Just so they stand out a little bit more. And the ear, even though that's in light, let's go with the pink again. See if it's bright enough. Yeah, that works. All right, yellows on the neck. Now it's turning into work. Warm up the flesh color a little bit here. It's actually a pretty good flesh color for this particular model. So I'm leaving the graphite bit a little bit darker. So I kind of blend between the two. Plus just picking up the graphite. Maybe that was too extreme in red. I think I want to start with the green here. For the reflected light being cool and blending into the shadow. So I'm going to use greens and blues and then more magenta towards the feet. But more red. Looks like it's had quite the spanking though, so use the dark blue here. The old ultramarine. Basically, I'm kind of thinking of the blue as black. The cool. All right, we're turning this into something fun now. Here, because it's a core shadow, I gotta get that brown back in there. That warm brown. Cast shadow a little bit bluer. And brown and blue make black. So the worst case scenario is you're getting a shadow color as you bring those two together. How are we for time? It's only 8:30. Okay. We're doing good. So if you're doing something like this, I don't know if you have pan pastel or pencil crayons, whatever, just have some fun. Using color to describe the form a little bit. What's the worst that can happen? You wreck your piece of art? What are you going to do with it anyhow, right? Down on this butt, I actually want to cool it less than the core. So I'm using a less red, more dead brown. And let's put the green in here. The truth is if you get the values right, the colors can be totally whack. We'll rose up the bum a little bit. There we go. So I'm keeping some of the paper color where I can. Stuff kind of blends like paint. Got the greens there. I'm gonna put a little smidgen of green in there. Just having fun now. Maybe some of it works, maybe some of it doesn't work. Can always go over top. It's looking pretty fun. I'll put some more of this blue in the darkest dark shadows. Treating it kind of like it's black. And allowing it to fade into the green, just like it kind of does on the color wheel. Although here we have a more straight line. All right. Ayo. Okay. Can be quite subtle with these. I gotta find my proper eraser. The lower leg, I said I was gonna go more magenta. I wanna cool them off. So we'll go with the more pinky color first. And maybe I can get away with a little bit of blue. No, doesn't do what I want it to. Because the pink is cool, and then the shadow is warm. The core, so that does work. I like to have that rhythm. Warm, cool, warm, cool. For the feet, grab a little bit of the red. Because the bottom of the heels are quite warm. So are underneath the toes. They gray out a little bit down towards the bottom. And we see that in contrast, sort of with this yellow highlight that goes here and along the side of the foot. And a little bit in there. Let's get a little bit more blue in there. Okay, that's starting to look very cool. I need an eraser. Clean up the mess. See all these little finger marks happening all the way down. Keep it clean in between. You gotta do something about this hair. And maybe the cast shadow as well. Dare I pull out a black? I think there is one. Whew, got dirty. The other option is get out my trusty Wolf's carbon. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to order these up one day. What, there's more blue here? Right, that is the blue. Separate these between like warm and cool and earth colors or something. That's the inner organizing Virgo talking. There's gotta be a system. Okay, so Just making more work for myself right now, aren't I? But I like it tidy. If only you guys could see the chaos that is the studio. It's so unlike me. What? Wait a second. That blue. Wanted the legs a little bit more purpley, but I think what I'll do, if I get some of these out of the way, is draw on top again and reestablish some of the shapes. Okay. Whoa. This is like really expensive makeup. I don't know what makeup actually costs, but I feel like this is the exact same thing. Makeup is just powdered pigment for your face, right? You could probably wear this stuff. I would worry that, you know, up until the 80s, girls were still putting cadmium on their face until they banned that. Gotta figure out this hair. There's like some light parts. I could grab some of this color and just put it in there. Just to unify it a little bit. I mean, a lot of it, because it's in shadow, doesn't need to have a lot of color. There's no color really in shadows. Right? It lacks light. I think the blue and the brown was the way to go. And then a little bit of pink and then that's it. But we went overboard and we learned from it. That's the royal we, of course. I'm talking about me, but remember what I said? You can't possibly ruin it. We already got out of it the practice that we wanted. So that's a big win. So now, let's draw back into it. So it's 8:42. I'm just gonna pick out some definition areas. Oh, there's the problem. Let's try the ooh. This is a layout pencil, extra black. The graphite, this is graphite by the way, a layout pencil. The graphite wouldn't accept the waxiness. There's her lip. I'm drawing some of the hair in. Prismacolor might work here as well. I'm tired. I would like to go to bed soon. It's been a long and trying day. I got here and then was up the ladder. Up the ladder, that's my life right now. Get up the ladder. Actually, I wasn't up the ladder the whole day, luckily. Okay, I'm trying to back off a little bit for you guys. I do need to see up close what I'm doing. It's kind of a lost edge there. So I'll just blur it a little bit more. It's a little bright. I don't know, maybe we'll do a contrasting compare at the end. if you want. Okay. I actually want to warm up that side of her body a little bit. Now, often when you have those desires, you have to do them right away or they won't get done. Put there and the fold, we lost that a little bit. And maybe I'll just draw the edge out. Just a little bit more graphical. Here's some warmth. That could almost be green in there. What's that green? That's a little bit more shadow right there. Drawing a little bit with the eraser too. Just draw a little hard line there. Hard line on a soft shape. You don't have to be equal all the way around with how you treat your line. Maybe for design, that would be a good thing. But for this type of art, you can play. I think it's mostly clean up. What I gotta do now. So just using a kneadable eraser. I'm not trying to get hard edges or anything here. Just trying to get off all these little bits of grit. I don't know if the camera picks that up, but gotta keep it clean in between. This pastel is very much gonna escape on me. So, just gonna brush this off. I don't have air in here anymore. I'm out. You know that air that you use for computers? Great for drawing, as long as you don't spray it close. If you spray it close, frozen liquid essentially comes out. So, probably should get a signature on this somewhere. Just down here. What is it? February 24th, 2021. And I'm going to spray both this and the Cerebella previously with store-bought fixative. So let's see what happens. It's an experiment. I actually don't even know, guys. Could be totally trashing my artwork. I'm fine with that. We got a video of it. Okay, so I'll go get the fixative quickly. Let's see what happens. This is not hairspray, it's the real deal. This stinky stuff. I'm leaving right away. Fixative, where are you? Oh, of course. It's never as easy as you want it to be. Ah, there we go. Shake it up. Alright. This doesn't have a ball in it. I'm using Gallery Series Fine Art Invisible UV Protection by Krylon. It doesn't have a little ball knocker in it like the other brand that I have. Let's have a look. Remember to be at least 8 inches away. Oh yeah, that darkens her up. Oh boy. Interesting effect. It's just, oh, it stinks. I'm getting high right now. I'll spray the other one after. Let's put this up beside the screen here and do one of these funny little critiques that I do at the end. So we'll see. Ugh. There's my, whoa, is that working? What's it doing? There she is. Okay. And some clips or something. Hey, Angela's on there. Hey, thanks guys. Wow, that's quite the rally. Can thank Greg for rallying the troops today. So, wait, don't fall. Don't fall. I get the little clips. You see the microphone?
Can you see this microphone?
Oh, come on, bunny. Really? Sorry, guys. This is a hack show, if you didn't notice. Wow! I think I gotta, there we go. Wait, you're still there, so it doesn't matter. Got these clips on this foam core. Let's take this thing off. I need an assistant. Actually, if I could have an assistant, you could have a free drawing lesson. You could sit here and draw with me while I talk. It would be nice to have someone to talk to be honest. Okay, so I'll grow this picture up. Geez, this is really quite crooked. My apologies. Oh. All right. Make this a little bit bigger. The fun part. Trashing myself. Oh, it doesn't quite do the exact same size. So, and you get to see me in the shot. Actually, we having fun yet? Let's see. Am I in it? Am I in it to win it? I don't know what you guys are seeing, to be honest, because I've covered up. I've covered up the YouTube. Francis Furshaw. Fran was the last to say something. So, some of the decisions, you can see her shoulder is warmer. And I've got these warmer kind of pink tones. Then the back is a little bit yellower here. I've got those yellow, and I did yellow to green. I did pink to the warm brown and reds. I pinked up the bum, although this could use some more. You know, now that I see it in this light, I kind of want to change it, but warm. And then reflected light. So if this ground was blue or green or something, that's the color you would be seeing anyhow. So I kind of acted it out. And I separated the reflected light from the shadow kind of arm, which are all cool. So I did the green and the blue here, separate from the dark where the breast is. Honestly, I think the breast should be lower, although it seems to be okay. Shape-wise, I like it. I didn't know what I was gonna do, so that's art for you. It got kind of out of hand. It wasn't just about anatomy. It was actually, you know, honestly, I was going along sluggishly and disorganized, and still I can make something pretty nice, I think. Turned out all right. More of an experiment in play. I think next time I would use the pairing of the warm reddish brown, I forget, red oxide or whatever, and that blue is quite nice. And in fact, after I saw that pale kind of peacock blue, I think that would work really well as a shadow color. So I really wanted bright pink. I really did. There wasn't any in that pack. I'm going to Swinton's on Friday. Maybe I'll pick up some more. I would like to get a bunch of pastels so I could draw with the colors as well. But all in all, I want to thank you guys for joining me. I can just play with this for a while here. Watch out. Now that I see it at this weird angle, I want to change things. But, you know, for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, right? I'm not trying to make these things to sell. Maybe I'll wrap some prints in them in the future. But I do want to thank you profusely from the bottom of my heart for checking out this live stream video. And I love that you did the comments live, but if you're watching this after the fact, any comments of what you'd like to see, how I should do this, what else I should talk about? Maybe I'll talk about what happened with this shaman next week. I don't know what this is. You know, until I can have you guys back here with me, this is the best I can do for inspiration and reaching out in some way, shape, or form. It's lonely, but I got the bird sounds in here. I can't wait for you guys to be back. It looks like we're going to be waiting a while, though. So keep drawing, keep practicing, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That's it for me. Have a wonderful day, evening, life, year, whatever. Ciao for now.